Our memory is so bad. Now we need to record everything because we can't remember. If we lose our smartphone, then we lose our identity. What?
We need Ajahn voice.
Yeah, we need your voice to
Awaken.
awaken.
You need my voice to wake up. What do you give me?
Label you as switch coffee.
Coffee. For me to wake up. They suck me out dry, yeah. They squeeze me like a lemon until there's no more juice in it.
Water.
Yeah,
Water, it won't be.
but no lemon juice. Just water. So the Ajahn should have complete metta, but you don't have metta with the Ajahn, huh? You just use him until he's cannot do anymore. There's no more energy, and then you throw him away, huh? Is your daughter? Yeah, have a little bit compassion with your teacher, huh? Not only suck him out, yeah? Suck him dry. So, how is your meditation going? Huh? Practice for a few days, huh? Sleepy? No? So you're ready to teach now? But when I'm not around, he's teaching, others. Don't do this, you should do it like this, you should do it like this, yeah? Constantly admonishing other people, but when I'm here, it's quiet. Same thing when he came to Pantat.
I think he's sharing. He's passing.
Yeah, he's sharing his information with a finger, pointing at us. You should get rid of this quality. It's not good, it's not helpful. If people come and ask you, then you can answer. If people don't come, they don't want to know, Don't point your finger at them. You're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. I mean, what did I say in the beginning? What is Lungta Mahaprabhu saying? Don't look at others, look at your own citta. It's very important. Other people do whatever they want to do, it shouldn't bother us. What we are doing, that should bother us. It's so difficult. So difficult. You better turn that off, otherwise I'll take that. Smartphones. That's the end of civilization, smartphones. Yeah? All our identity goes into the smartphone. The moment we lose our smartphone, our identity is gone. And these little kids, they just play around games with the smartphone. Huh? They don't even know how to deal with themselves, because they're constantly playing, huh? Do you know who you are? You maybe remember your name, but that's about it, It's really, we get so much entertainment that we don't even really have time, for practice. Look at the TV, look at the radio, look at the internet. People, wasting their time, killing their time, And what do you get? I'm playing all these games, Not being able to talk anymore because all what they know is how to press buttons. Chit-chatting, or Line or whatever it is called, or WhatsApp. We have a mouth to talk to a person that is sitting opposite of us. So when we talk, we see the reaction of this person. But when we just, put in, some numbers, or some letters, we don't see the reaction. We don't see if we hurt the people, or what kind of results our actions have. It's really bad. There was one photo, I don't know where I saw it, but when 4 people meeting in a cafe, and texting just to each other, and they didn't talk, They're just texting to each other. And I think last time, when we went to a coffee shop, we saw husband and wife, sitting there drinking coffee and texting to each other. What kind of society is that, Are we still humans or are we just complete robots? It's not always good, what technology brings up. It makes us lose a lot of value, especially human values. And then in the end we can't even talk properly and we can't write properly because all these texting, all these WhatsApp, all these lines, you use, you don't write complete sentences, You just throw some words over the line. And communication can be something that is really great, The older generation probably knows it because we didn't have all these things, At that time, when we were born, there was hardly a TV, there was hardly a phone anywhere, What did we do? We had lots of fun. Being creative, Not following any games, That's not being creative. Being creative, that is, that's why we are human beings, What are these people doing? When they are born like this, and when they get 20, 30, they don't know, And somebody tells them to do this, and they do this, they're nothing else than soldiers, that are pushed around by society. So easily pushed because, they don't know anything else. They can't think for themselves, They can't think outside of the box, And the box is called outside of the smartphone, They can't think of it, So they're so easily to manipulate, We are already very easily manipulated by our kilesas, But that's even less difficult. So be a little bit careful, yeah? Tell your daughter, yeah? How many children you have? 2, 3. You all like that? Oh. But it's their karma, yeah? Not everybody has the karma, you know, to listen to Dhamma, yeah? And to understand, you know. We have to be creative, yeah? I mean, how can you deal with these kilesas who are so obnoxious, who constantly tell you what to do, yeah? I mean, if you constantly listen to them, yeah, and say, yes, my Lord, you're right, yeah? I have to hate this person, no, I have to like this, yeah? I mean, we need to be creative, you know, to undermine their power. Yeah? We're just sitting there and listening to them, yeah? They don't tell us, you know, how to overcome them. They deceive us constantly. They're not our friends, although they constantly tell us, I'm your friend, I'm you, I'm you, I'm you. I'm so nice. I'm so compassionate. And I'm so smart and so clever. I mean, look at, you know, I mean, before you want to say something, you look at the intention why you want to say it. Yeah? And then look in your heart, you know, maybe what you want to say to the other person, especially if it is correcting another person, maybe you should correct it in your own heart first. Because that's where it is wrong already. Yeah? You remember when I say, you know, I mean, whatever you look at, you look in your own mirror. When you look at other people, you know, all what you see is your own self. We don't like that. We don't like to see ourselves. We like to see ourselves in the mirror, but we don't like to see it. I mean, how can I be as bad as this person? Huh? How can I be so nasty? Yeah? Huh? It's very difficult to accept it. It is so difficult. And Ajahn knows it for himself because, I mean, the first time, I mean, he applied this, he didn't like to accept it. Yeah? No, I'm not like this. Yes, you are like this. No, I'm not like this. Yes, you are like this. No, I mean, it was a fight. Yeah? It was really a fight, you know, until the kilesas gave in. Yeah? See, you are like this. Biting your teeth. Whenever you see something that you dislike in others, yeah, that's what you are. In German we had a saying, you know, when we were kids, you know, and somebody said something bad about us, you know, so we said, you know, what you say that you are. It made other people angry. But that, you know, I mean, it's pretty much true. If you accuse somebody of stealing something or lying, you know, I mean, we ourselves are stealing or lying. Maybe not to this extent, but there is this tendency within us and we have done it. Because if you really don't have it, you have compassion with this person. We see that he's doing something wrong, but it doesn't make us angry. And we see, you know, how much misery he is in because he has to do this. He must be, you know, in a lot of dukkha, you know, in order to do this. He must be, he must have a lot of dukkha, to say bad things about other people. And yet, what we can cure. If we see this, we can go back to our heart and remove that. And then we are off dukkha, and then we don't, then we don't even put more dukkha on the other person. Little girl, just close your eyes and do anapanasati or puttu. How old is she? 7? What? 11? She looks so small. Not like her not like her mother. Last night that was quite a storm, huh? You didn't hear it? Yeah? So, remember this well. See the world as your mirror. Wherever you look, that's where you see yourself. It is very healing. We don't have anything against other people. It's also comforting. And we don't have problems with other people then anymore. The problems that we have with ourselves are just projected onto other people. Especially husband and wife, Don't accuse the husband, I didn't do that, Tell yourself, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. And then you might even end up in a happy marriage, it can be nice, in marriage, husband and wife, can be, the Lord Buddha said, can be the utmost happiness that you can achieve in the worldly life, So make it work. Could make it work. We can support each other. That's why we are there. We can rely on each other. We can have trust in each other. Because when you look out in the world, there's not so many people that you can trust and you can have faith in. So if you have a nice spouse, a nice husband or wife, make it work. Or try to make it work. If it doesn't work, just leave it. So, when I'm gone, continue with your practice, Don't get confused by other people's teaching, The teaching I give you is pretty straight, There's no believing in this or believing in that, or mystifying this or mystifying that. The teaching of the Lord Buddha is pretty straight, when you call one thing being scientific, then his teaching is scientific, To the point, there's no assumption, there's no hypothesis, It's just, the truth. If you do this, this will result in that, If you do that, this will result in this. And if you do it, it actually does result in that. How more precise can be a science, All our science is not precise, because there are so many assumptions that are wrong, So sometimes it works, or maybe most of the time it works, and sometimes it just doesn't work, But the science of the Lord Buddha, his teaching always works. But it's not easy, yeah? Nobody tells it's easy, yeah? But that's what we have to try. First, getting the mind calm, yeah? Keeping the 5 precepts, getting the mind calm until it stops, thoughts and memories are stopping, yeah? And then we are happy. Yeah? I mean, what can we ask more? Huh? Why do we deprive ourselves of this kind of happiness that everybody can reach if he puts a little bit of effort into it? Huh? Ask yourself, why do you deprive yourself of this happiness? Huh? Why do you want to think, that bothers the mind, and that bothers the heart? Huh? Why do you want to think about the future, what I'm going to do tomorrow? Huh? I mean, we plan it all out. The trip, we go there, then we do this, And then there's a storm like that, you can't do anything. Huh? But we all planned it, we are so happy planning this and planning that, and then, the reality is different, and then we feel depressed. If we don't plan, we just look what is there, yeah? And we are happy all the time, yeah? So get calm, get happy. Yeah? It is your right to be happy. Huh? It's not your right to be unhappy. So why do you make yourself always miserable? Yeah? Why do you think about this? That causes a lot of pain. Huh? Let the other people do what they want to do. You can't change them, but you can only change yourself. Yeah? Thinking about this situation causes pain. Why do we put? Yeah? You freely put your hand into the fire, huh? Nobody does that consciously. Huh? Even if you know the fire is in front and then you say, no, you don't. You're afraid, of the pain. Why are you not afraid of the pain of the heart? Huh? Why do you think about the past? Why do you think about the future? Why do you think about this bad thing or that bad thing? Yeah? Why do you worry about this or worry about that? Yeah? Because that is all pain. Don't you feel it? Don't you have enough already? Huh? Huh? Why put more in? Huh? So stop thinking, stop worrying. Yeah? Stop being afraid. We see people, dying of cancer, we get afraid. Huh? We see people, dying in an accident, we get afraid. We see pictures, just around the globe, where people are drowning in a flood, and we get afraid that this might happen to us. Don't put in these bad news, yeah? Don't let them in, you don't even read them. Yeah? Whatever happens, everywhere, it doesn't really matter to us. What happens to us is that what matters. And if you drown or not drown, it's our karma anyway. Yeah? If you die by a lightning, that's our karma. Yeah? If you don't die, then it's also our karma. So don't be afraid of these. We are born to die anyway. It's up to us to make something of the time that we have while we are here, yeah? While we are visiting this planet, yeah? This earth or this country. It's up to us, to make something out of it, yeah? Huh? Not dilly-dallying around, wasting our time, yeah? Looking for fun here, looking for fun there, yeah? Where's this fun anyway, yeah? It instantly disappears, yeah? We buy something, there's some happiness and then instantly disappears. We want to buy something more, or then we want to drink something, then we want to sleep. That constantly this desire is pushing us around. Yeah? we let it. Instead of sitting down and say, kiss my back. Yeah? I'm not doing anything. I'm just doing Buddha now. Whatever comes in, kiss my back. But they come and tell us, it's me, it's me, it's me, it's important. Yeah? And we already fall for the tricks again. It's not me, it's not mine, it's not important. What is important, to be aware of what is going into the heart. But they come, sweet voice, we just can't, we just can't push it off. Don't believe this. Whatever you hear, whatever you see, whatever you feel, it's not you. Make the test if you don't believe it, yeah? When a thought comes in, ask him, do you know your thought? What do you think it tells? Annie. But you still believe it. It's my thought. I have to do this. Another thought tells you, you have to do this, yeah? It's like your mother, or your father. You have to do this, yeah? But with the father and the mother, we know, it's not me. But when they come, I have to do this, yeah? We don't see any other person around us, so we believe we have to do it. No. That's the feeling, Do you know your feeling? Do you know your bad feeling? Do you know your good feeling? And what do you think the feeling answers? It's a phenomena. You cannot answer. It's just like you ask this hall, do you know your hall? Will it answer? It's a phenomena. And this is something you really have to get straight. These things are phenomena, they arise, they stay on for a while and they cease, yeah? The body is also a phenomena, yeah? Ask the body, do you know your body? It doesn't even know, if you ask it, do you know your female body? It doesn't even know what the difference is between female body or male body, yeah? It doesn't even know it's a body, yeah? Because it's a phenomenon that cannot, yeah? Just like the trees out there. Yeah? So who is the one who knows all these things? Yeah? This is the one that you have to concentrate. Who knows all these things? Who knows that there is a thought? Who knows that there is a body? It's not you. So don't get fooled by it. Especially when it's so important. It's me, I have to do this. Okay. Then okay, go ahead and do it. And I sit here and wait until you finish. And then see what happens. Nothing happens. Because you are the only one who writes the check. Yeah? You are the CEO. Yeah? Who says okay? And if it's okay, then it's done. If you say no, nothing is done. But most of the time you're asleep. Yeah? They come to you, the kilesas come to you, please sign this. Yeah, and you sign it, yeah? And then it is done, and then somebody comes, you have to pay the bill. Oh, I didn't do that. Yes, you did. Here's your signature. That's the difference between asleep, and being aware. Awareness knows everything, And gives the permission or not. But you automatically give it, yeah? I mean, all your life, I mean, you were trained different, just like the rest of us. Just like this Ajahn, I was trained just the same way, okay. Yeah, I have to do this, okay. Yeah, I have to do that, yeah, okay. And then in the end I had to pay the bills, yeah. That's strange. I don't remember having signed it. So I mean, be a little bit aware in your life, yeah. It's not yet time. Calm down. If it's a little bit later, I mean, it really doesn't matter. So put a little bit more awareness in your life, yeah. In this awareness, I mean, you can develop through the practice of samadhi. Sit down, yeah. I mean, before you do anything in the morning, I mean, just practice for half an hour or an hour, yeah. Before you even go to work, before you eat something, because if you start, already, going to the toilet, and this thought comes up, and then you go and eat something, then that thought comes up, and it's already starting. You get out of bed, instantly sit down, and practice. And then, you have a clear mind, and it is not so easy for the kilesas to infiltrate. Yeah? The same thing when you come back from work, I mean, the first thing before you even start doing anything in your house, you sit down. And let everything pass by, that happened during the day. Yeah? Until the mind gets clear, and then you can start doing the things that you need to do. Yeah? And you will see there are so much less things that you need to do. Then if you come back to the house and you see this and you think, I need to do this, I need to do this, yeah? Half of it is not important. Clear the mind, yeah? I mean, before you do something, when you get up, and of course it would be good, before you go to sleep, to clear the mind off, yeah? Just let it clear everything off, and then you have a nice, restful sleep, yeah? I mean, there's no worries, going pertaining, no bad dreams and things like that, yeah? I mean, you rest, and you need less sleep, yeah? And then you feel rested, not tortured, yeah? Like some of us, I mean, they get out of bed and they are tortured, yeah? Because they couldn't fall asleep, it was so difficult, because they're thinking about this, worrying about that, yeah? What am I going to do if this happens? It's a worry. It hasn't happened yet. Just imagining all these things. Yeah, and whenever you have time, do some reflection. And that's important. Yeah? What did I do? What happened? Yeah? Why did I do it in the first place? And if you have enough awareness before you do something, then you ask your heart, what is the situation in my heart right now? How am I feeling? No? Oh, dukkha, dukkha, dukkha. That's why you want to do it. You want to get rid of dukkha? Okay, try it out. Yeah, maybe you get it. Yeah? And then check the results. And then after you did it, ask your heart, how was it? How do you feel now? Dukkha, dukkha, dukkha. Then you see these things, have no value. It's just avoiding dukkha to see. Going to the movie, yeah? It's avoiding dukkha. Because after the movie, the dukkha is still the same, huh? No matter how many movies you watch, the dukkha will stay on. No. Do something with your life, yeah? I mean, I don't want to waste my time coming here, without having any results on you, huh? Don't waste my time, don't waste your time, yeah? Put some effort in your practice, I mean, it's for you. You don't practice for myself, for Ajahn, huh? she's drinking, yeah? I mean, that is... Why were you doing? Did you reflect before? No. Just the thought comes up, yeah? There was something that there was dukkha, yeah? But you didn't know what kind of dukkha, so I mean, you just grabbed the bottle, yeah? Put something in, because that diverts your attention, yeah? From the real dukkha. Yeah? And it is not polite if the Ajahn gives a talk, to start drinking this or eating that, yeah? It's disrespectful towards the Dhamma. Yeah? I mean, if there's a break, there's no problem. So, you're sitting on fire. Then okay, go, yeah? If you sit on fire. And the others can ask questions if they have some. Punyo. Punyao. Who told me punya? Now what is?
I have someone close to me that always like to play this. So
Play what?
The phone.
What?
Addicted to the social media.
Oh yeah.
So instead of telling the person directly, what should I do?
Nothing?
Nothing.
You should
Let it be. Because the person that I know of is every day is doing that.
Yeah,
Addicted.
so? I mean, if they come to you, yeah? Then they ask you, what shall I do? I have so much dukkha in my life, and then you can answer them. You cannot change other people's mind if they don't want to, if they're not interested. I mean, actually what you achieve is, just the opposite.
Family members.
Yeah, I mean, especially family members. Huh? They already call you a preacher, yeah? No? Nobody likes to listen to a preacher. Yeah? I mean, change yourself and then they will change.
Or send the talks from Ajahn to them. Is that okay?
If they're not interested, then they take it, on the wrong foot, yeah?
Understand. Because observing them is towarding the dukkha without themselves.
Yeah, I mean, we cannot observe other people having dukkha, yeah?
Someone that we love
Yeah?
disheartened.
Yeah? I mean, that's why we can't, we can't go into a hospital and see somebody suffering. And why?
You can't help.
What?
You cannot help.
Don't understand.
If we see the people in hospital, they suffer too much, nothing much we can do with the sickness. Only the doctor can help.
Yeah, but why do you suffer?
Because they are our loved ones, maybe.
No.
Relatives.
You suffer because you think about yourself being in that situation. You're so egotistical, yeah? We are all egotistical. We only think about ourselves, yeah? We cannot put ourselves into the shoes of other people, yeah?
We suffer because we pay the bill.
Businessmen.
That is one thing, I mean, that shows your stinginess, yeah? You cannot, yeah? I mean, when a friend of you comes to you and cries, you try to comfort so that she stops crying. But maybe it is helpful for her to cry until the end, yeah? But we can't face that cry. We, not her, not she, not his. We can't face it. You have the dukkha, because somebody else is crying. Just let her cry until the end, yeah? But you can't face it. That's why you need to do something. She should stop crying, yeah? You try to comfort her or whatever. It's just, you're thinking only about yourself. You never think about the other person. You can't yourself put in the shoes of the other person. Huh?
Okay. So also okay to send Ajahns YouTube to them and listen, let them relax.
Did I say that?
I just want to look for.
That's why, we should put him, here, on this seat, and give a Dhamma talk. Yeah? He always likes to convince other people. That makes me very suspicious. Yeah? If you want to convince other people, whatever I teach or other people teach, yeah, then you are not convinced. Yeah? Yes? Yes? Yeah? Yeah? Why do you need to convince other people if you're completely convinced?
To spread the Dhamma, to help others.
If you don't have Dhamma within you, how can you spread the Dhamma?
Apparently he's pursuing the path of the heart.
Yeah?
But actually his inside is a Bodhisattva way.
Bodhisattva. That's what you want to be, a Bodhisattva. Yeah? But a Bodhisattva trains by himself. He doesn't train other people. He needs to become a Buddha first before he can train others. Yeah? You need to learn how to play football before you can train others. Yeah?
One question: how one become Buddha?
What?
How one become Buddha?
How one? Yeah, because if you aspire to become a Buddha, yeah, then you have to go, when next time, maybe in this life you aspire to be a Buddha, in the next life you aspire to be a Buddha, and then, sooner or later you will meet a Buddha, and then you will tell the Buddha, I aspire to be a Buddha. And then you go through, I don't know how many Buddhas, yeah? And each time you tell again, I aspire to be a Buddha, yeah? And do the training of a Buddha until you become one.
That's all very difficult to...
Very difficult. Yeah? Lumpur Man, was half on the Buddha path, yeah?
Yes.
And then he gave up because he said, 90 eons, 1 eon is one uncountable time. It's just to train myself. It's too much to go. And don't worry, there are enough people who aspire to be a Buddha. Yeah? We will never run out of Buddhas. Yeah? Some make it, other people give up. Yeah? There's no problem with that. The next Buddha is already waiting, so you don't have to worry. Yeah. He's waiting up there. He's already in heaven. He just waits for the right time, to be born. Don't teach others, teach yourself. Yeah? And the more you need to convince others, that means the more you are unconvinced. Yeah? And you will see it. Yeah? There are some doubts within your heart. Yeah? And that's why you need... all these groups, be it political groups or environmental groups or peace groups, the more we convince other people that we are right, yeah, the more we believe we are right. If you can't convince anybody, then you don't believe it. You can shake it. But if your faith in the Buddha Dhamma is unshaken, why to convince other people? There's no need. You think, your kilesas tell, I want to help. Help yourself first before you can help others. Yeah? Get yourself out of the shithole, yeah? Because you have not yet any ground under your feet. The moment you lift somebody up, you sink down. Yeah? Got it?
Okay, I will send the link then.
Just keep your mouth shut. And instead of, saying something, say Buddha, 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 Buddha. Until you have, fixed ground underneath, and then you can pull out people. Yeah? So difficult. So difficult. So easy to tell other people to change. Huh? Just need to say, listen to this Dhamma talk. Yeah? It's so difficult for us to listen to a Dhamma talk. Because, it hurts sometimes, when we hear it. Yeah? So that's why we don't want to listen. Yeah? And if somebody tells us you should change, you shouldn't be so stingy, it's easy to tell this person. Yeah? But to change yourself from stinginess to generosity is even more difficult. So whatever you ask other people, whatever you want other people to convince of, do it yourself first. Yeah? You remember Gandhi? Yeah? He did everything what he asked other people of first himself. Okay?
Human beings are creatures of habits. So if we only think of ourselves, sometimes we feel that we are selfish.
Yeah.
Then we don't share. We just think of ourselves to correct ourselves. Then when we can see anything that is not right, then we just keep to ourselves, and then let things go.
Yes. And with that we can't accept. That's very difficult for us to accept. No, what happens, that's what most people think, a Buddhist monk is very selfish because he only looks at himself and he doesn't care about others. That's not true. Yeah? You will notice the moment you change, your environment changes accordingly. And you don't need to say anything. Just through you changing, through you having more metta, or more compassion, more understanding. Teaching others is not having compassion, it's not having understanding. No, understanding other people, in their situation. That makes them feel more comfortable. And that is something you cannot measure.
Okay. Let's say if only grandchild, 4-year-old, you take a plate and just throw around the plate of food and then eat from it. Then what do? Just watch it.
But in this case, if it's your grandchild, then it's something different if it's your child, you pick up the plate, put the food back on it, put it on the table. And whenever it throws it down, then you put it back,
Ask her to do that.
No, you do it.
You do it.
You do it and put it back on the table and say, sit there.
It's a game again, you throw again.
And then,
it's a game. Then continue doing that.
That's strange,
Yeah.
That's why Western terms they call it autism.
Too far out.
So we have already had a lot of, because at our time,
but be happy, it is the karma of your daughter, it's not your karma.
So what do you hear? And then the parents say that it's natural. So what do you do?
Try it, if it doesn't work,
Change the plate to plastic plate.
First of all, yes.
Then it throw on the floor, dirty, throws dustbin and new food.
And she likes to eat on the floor.
She likes to eat from the floor.
From the food from the floor. So,
Then you look at. I can't give you the answer to that. You really have to sit there in meditation and observe the child, and observe, why it is doing it, what it's doing, what is the reason behind it. maybe, maybe you get an idea. But if you have already come with an idea, how to teach a child, then you will never get it right. Just sit and observe the child what it is doing.
Observe what the child.
Yeah. But observe with an open mind, yeah? Don't think, this is right, this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong. Yeah? That's the only way. I can't give you an answer to that. I need to observe anybody who comes here in order before I can tell him what to do.
It's a child.
Yeah, it's a child, yeah. A child is a human being, yeah. This child might have been your grandfather.
If you have
Yeah.
let it go like that,
Yeah.
I think it's quite
You think, yeah, but you don't know.
Yeah. Just leave it.
No, I didn't say just leave it. Observe it.
Observe it.
Yeah, observe it over a few days or a few weeks. And what you should do is, you shouldn't think while you're observing. Huh? Just stick with the Buddha or stick with the breath while you observe that child. And don't, every thought, you return back to the breath or turn back to the Buddha until you really understand what is going on in the child. Yeah? And then you might get an idea how to do it. Yeah?
And then another thing is, the parents, there's another problem. They are so used to it and let it be.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, then if the parents let it be, then you don't worry at all. Huh? Why to worry about it, if the parents, it's their responsibility. Even though it is your grandchild, it's not your responsibility. If they let it be, then it's very difficult to change. It's the same thing as him, You always want to change your family, They should do this, they should do this, they should read this, They should listen to Ajahn's talks.
Parents don't do the cleaning up because the maid is doing the cleaning.
If they're rich, then they have maidens, yeah? Okay.
No, the maid is my maid.
What?
And
your
then I pity my maid because with all the mess.
The only solution, I can't give you a solution what to do. The only solution is to sit still, and not to think. And just observe the situation. And maybe then you get an idea what is proper.
In my command, the parents don't like it. So very sick.
Yeah? One of the parents is your child.
Yes.
See? If the children don't want to listen, that's it.
Yes. Because, normally upbringing is by the mother. So it's my son.
Yeah.
Child. So the mother, I think, maybe at home is so used to it. So when it comes for
Yeah, but still, you can explain it to me, but I don't see, I need to see the child. Sometimes, I get an idea. Yeah? And that's the same thing for you, you just observe, but you should not think, yeah? Just observe with your heart, yeah? And it either tells you, don't worry, or it tells you to do something. And then you can try it out. Yeah?
I'm not always a busybody. If it's somebody, I will share with him. Because I don't have any solution.
And I don't have a solution. Ajahn doesn't have a solution either. But I have one solution, is to observe. Just like we do with ourselves. We observe until we understand.
We send metta or...
Yeah, you can. Oh yes, that is good. Yeah.
That's good.
Compassion, metta. Yeah.
Yes, in my own words.
Yeah. May you be happy. Yeah. May you be free. Yeah? May you be free of dukkha. You always can send that. Yeah? You can also send that to your children. Yeah? So, what is? Speak louder.
Actually, from Ajahn teaching, we practice very hard. Most of the time, it's all controlled by this 5 khandhas. Most of the time, always. Even though we have done all, we practice so hard, etc. Then, most of the time, we're lead by all these kids.
I don't understand.
Can Ajahn please give advice how to develop a strong faith and a diligent effort to fight against this kids? Because
You try to control. That's not going to work. I mean, you have to accept that the kilesas are strong, but you still have to have this persistence and diligent effort to go against it. But you want to weaken them within a week? Yes, you do. Don't you? Yeah. And they might weaken only in 1 decade, or 1 life, But still you have to get up and fight, I mean, remember the one thing, I mean, Lungta Mahaprabhu used the simile, and this is a very nice simile. The moment we start to practice, it is like fighting with a champion boxer. You go into the ring, the champion boxer, you have no experience, kicks you out. You're not KO. The moment you get your awareness back, you jump back into the ring. No matter how often you're kicked out, always when you're kicked out, you jump back into the ring. But you have no perseverance, you have no patience. I mean, this person, who wants to beat the champion has utmost patience. Because the moment he is knocked out, he goes back in. Until he is so much away, to see, how this champion deals the blows. Once he sees how the champion deals the blows, he ducks. And then that's the first time he is happy. He could duck the kilesas, or duck the champion. But then he's kicked, because he's so happy, he's kicked instantly, kicked out again. And then he goes in, back in, until he sees, how the champion, gives his blow, Then he ducks, and gives him a blow and knocks him off, And that can take years, that can take decades, that can take lifetimes. Are you giving up?
because
No. So, then the question is useless. You just go back into the ring.
Because yesterday night, when I go back from Dhamma talk, I received a message from a monk, a Bhante from Singapore, and he messaged me, thank you for all your support, etc. I'll be going to disrupt tomorrow. So
He's going to disrupt tomorrow.
that means today. So I was like a bit sad.
So shall I send you a message tomorrow I disrupt?
It's so hard. It's so hard to.
I mean, these are human beings, it's not you.
Yeah, of course. Like, we practice together when he's here.
Yeah. But he didn't practice body contemplation.
How to get a strong, faith and diligent effort that we too also need to give it as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Despite all the diligent effort, etc. But we need to have.
How long has he been a monk? How long has he been a monk? I don't understand it.
He is 5 years.
So that's quite normal. I mean, a Buddhist monk is never a monk for a lifetime. Only a few are monks for a lifetime. It's a part of their life, So I mean, what do you expect, yeah? He might not from the beginning wanted to be a monk for a lifetime. I mean, do you know how difficult it is to become a monk, huh? So why do you complain if somebody disrupts?
Sometimes this could be his karma also, huh?
Yeah, it's also sometimes his karma, but sometimes he just thinks, for the next 5 years I do something, for my chitta, and then I start to work at a family and so on. I mean, what's wrong with that? Yeah? I mean, not everybody sees the need, for getting out of the hamster wheel. Yeah? Some people just see the need, to have nice curtains in it, so that they don't see, it is a hamster wheel. She likes that. I mean, what is there to cry about it, yeah? I mean, you're sorry with yourself, that you don't have any more persistence, yeah? I mean, you see other monks, like Lungta Mahapo being a monk for 80 years. Yeah? So there are this kind of monks, yeah? Why do we always look, on the ones, who gives us sorrow, and not looking up to the ones, who are actually our ideal? Yeah? What is precious? Yeah, I mean, but you can't accept it, I mean, you sit here, with the precious Dhamma, and then you cry. I mean, that is something, I don't understand, yeah? You sit here with the precious Dhamma, yeah? And then you start to cry, but Dhamma is so precious, so that means you don't value it.
We appreciate Dhamma, that's why if somebody, that we know, it is true, of course,
Yeah, I mean, you know what happened, if you look really very close at your own heart, that means you are also ready to give up.
No.
Yes. I mean, what did I just say before? Whatever we see in others, is something that is within us, yeah? There's always the will, because it's so difficult to give up. Yeah? And there's nothing wrong with it, yeah? And that's what you see. And he just reminds you of your own...
Vulnerability.
Yeah. Thank you. I was just looking for the word. That's all. And that's why you cry. You're not crying because he disrupts, because he does. I mean, he's of no interest to you. You're an egomaniac, yeah? You only think about yourself, just like the rest of us. Every one of us. Yeah? Every one of us who has a strong self is egomaniac. Yeah? He only thinks about himself. Yeah? Doesn't think about others. But he sees the situation that are others in and refers to himself. That's why, when we go to the hospital and see somebody so much suffering, we don't actually know if this person is suffering. We put ourselves in the situation of this person and say, oh, that is so terrible, it's so terrible. But this person might be quite okay with it. Huh? We just imagine, being lying on the bed, yeah? And that's why we feel so bad, yeah? And we think, this person has this too. He might not, he might, yeah? We don't even know, because we can't get outside of our own self. Little, stupid, petty little self, yeah? That's all what you see. Understood? Really? You got it? It's within you, yeah? I mean, as long as we practice, there is always, there always comes a time when we want to give up, yeah? Say it's so difficult, yeah?
Yeah, my family members are not, I'm the only Dhamma follower.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's why I ask my family members, they are not interested.
Yeah.
And they even say that I'm
Crazy.
Being crazy or but I just follow because I don't. Although I'm at what's called love them to join, but then I find that they are not ready. So it's an attachment.
No.
Sometimes
I mean, Ajahn was the same thing, at that time, when I started Buddhism, Buddhism wasn't very well respected in the West, So people made a lot of fun of me, And it didn't really bother me. My family, none of my family members really was interested. Oh, what are you doing? But I kept on going, Until, sooner or later they became interested. Oh, what are you doing? It's just because you change, that's why I said it's so important that we change, Don't feel sorry for yourself any, And there's nothing, that's the kilesas, feeling sorry for yourself is just the kilesas preventing some effort and diligence,
It's actually, I can't say it's correct, because the more I practice, the more it's like, it's so hard.
Of course it is hard,
It's
tough.
very hard until I wanted to give up.
I mean, you have to be a warrior, you have to be a warrior, to go through any hardship, that presents itself, if you want to be victorious. And feeling sorry for oneself, it's not the way, whenever you see, something, you go pass through it, You don't look left and right what other people are doing, because that is, this person is weaker, he cannot make it, that person, maybe I shouldn't, You just do whatever you think it is good for you, And once you change, other people will come. That is the influence that Dhamma has over other people. But if you don't develop that kind of Dhamma within your heart, other people will not notice it. Bunyao. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
And can you remember it?
Yes, I will.
Until tomorrow.
Until the end of the retreat.
Until tomorrow.
It just happened this morning, and also it happened when I practice at home. Because it's raining, so I stay on my bed and start sitting. So I sit. Although it's raining, the condition is quite nice. I expect it. But I couldn't sit for 10 minutes. I shift. Once I shift, and then I start all over again. After 3 times, actually the third time, I feel that I don't. The moment I feel that the starting moment is not right. I find that it's quite useless. So I just lay on my bed and sleep. So is it right?
That's of course completely wrong. The moment that kilesa suggests, you should stop. That actually, red alarm lamps will shine. Now it's getting interesting. They are preventing something interesting to happen.
I try to
it doesn't matter.
I shift.
Yeah.
And then start over.
Well, then don't shift,
And after that, I find that.
And who tells you it's useless? Isn't it the kilesas who tell you it's useless?
Must be lah.
That's why, when it gets really difficult, and then the kilesas say, today it's not worthwhile. That's when it is really worthwhile.
Even it does happen in my daily work. When I prepare anything, if the first 10 minutes, if I'm not calm, I find that I will be successful. And then I know that something can tell me that I know that so I will say I will fight another day.
Just make the heart calm. As long as we want something, it is, this desire to want something, prevents, actually from doing the things right, If you just have sati, okay, putto, and then you do the things, it works. Every day, every time.
even
Just keep the Buddha while you're doing this repair thing. And you will see it works.
I could have said everything, especially I do some wiring.
Yeah.
So when I do even the wiring is right, but the wire, the connectivity I found out, it doesn't connect. So you can't see the inside of the wire. So I just give up, and then was it my car?
Yeah. I mean, so that is a characteristic tendency to give up, and then try it again. Yeah.
So
I mean,
you see the bad habit that I give up easily.
yeah. That's not a good start, for practicing. Yeah. So I will change it.
I'm just comparing the material. When
Yeah.
I'm doing my daily work.
Yeah, but that's the same way, I mean, shifting 3 times around, that's not working. No. I mean,
So,
fight it.
I like to know in the material world I have time. In the when I'm repairing things, if I don't do it today, tomorrow I can have the time to do it.
Maybe you don't. Maybe next time you connect the wires.
No, heart attack. It was my what you call plug coil.
What?
The spark plug, the coil. The coil.
Oh, the spark plug.
So I changed it. It was easy. Just change it, then connect the wire. But then one of the wire was
Broken.
Broken.
Yeah.
So after I fix it, it doesn't the RPM. When on the engine, it doesn't idle properly. So after that, when I do it, I feel that.
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
That is
No,
the
I mean, so
material.
next time you repair something, I mean, you keep your Buddha running. So you keep your Buddha running, yeah, and then you might be more aware of it and instantly know where the problem is. Right.
Okay.
So finish. So
Okay, thanks.
yeah.
That's the best, appropriate way to overcome ego.
I mean, cut down on your desires. When you have a desire to do something, say no, yeah. I mean, cut down first 10%, I mean, from 100 wishes, you only follow 90 wishes, then 80 wishes, and until you get down to very little.
Views quite a lot, but
I mean, views, opinions,
egoism still there.
I mean, that is difficult. I mean, you just say there's a view, yeah, and then you can put it away. If you say it's my opinion, then you have no chance, yeah. Say there's an opinion, yeah. It might be right, it might be wrong. I don't know, and then put it away. Yeah? This principle of anatta is very, very useful, in this respect. There's an opinion. Other people have other opinions. Yeah? My opinion must not be right. Yeah? This opinion must not be right. It can be right, it can be wrong.
Then
I don't know, and then put it away.
Something good, but it's
That's what you think.
Seek compliments or something. This ego also.
That's difficult. That's
That's
very difficult. But then you still say there's this.
Once we try to kill this off.
But it's a long process. Yeah? Try to, whatever comes into the mind, be it a thought, be it a memory, be it a view,
I'm
opinion.
aware of such thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just say there is. And then look at the opinion. It's just an opinion.
Dissociate with it. Really get outside body
Yeah.
and look at it.
Or just say Buddha. Replace your opinion with Buddha. Yeah? Then it comes back, okay, Buddha. Then it comes back, Buddha. Until it doesn't come anymore. Okay, let's have some food.
Sadhu.